Where you at right now? Where you at these days?
I'm in Dallas right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you working out for any teams or anything?
Yeah, I got a couple meetings with some teams next week, but I might go over to China in like I don't know, maybe a couple weeks and then see if some shake by like All-Star break.
Got you. Got you. Got you. I don't want to take too much of your time. Let me go ahead
No,
and
you're
start
good.
this thing. Sure, bro. All right, here we go. What's up, scorers? Welcome back to the channel. Before we start, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. We want to keep boosting the channel. We want to keep getting good guests. And today's nothing short of that. We got a baller. We got a certified bucket, certified hooper straight out of Dallas. Drafted, what he was drafted 2020.
Yeah.
2020 picked the first round, 24th pick. Please welcome my guy, RJ Hampton.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm glad to be here for
Yeah,
sure.
man. Yeah, sure. We've been talking about this interview for a while. Let me get
Yeah.
on this thing. We've been talking about this interview for a while, man. And I've been looking over, man. I'm like, damn, he's an All-American, bro. How was that? How was that when you first heard you was going to be All-American?
I mean, it was great. I mean, it was almost expected. Like I felt like after my, freshman year of high school, like that was like the standard. Like,
Mm,
you're gonna be like an All-American or Gatorade Player of the Year or McDonald's
yep,
All-American, whatever it was. So like, I mean, it was great for me just seeing like the hard work that I had put in like pay off. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure, for sure. When you say it was the standard, why was it the standard for you? And as a freshman, being an All-American?
I just felt like that's like always the line or the bar that like my pops had always talked about for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that I was progressing in my basketball career, like I didn't feel like there was a sophomore better than me or a junior better than me. So I'm like, if it's coming down to an All-American or whatever the case is in just my class, like it's got to be that.
Got you. Got you.
Yeah,
Did you so is that so you didn't you skipped over college, right? And
yeah, I
then
didn't go
went
to
over
college.
and then went to I believe New Zealand Breakers.
Yeah, I went to New Zealand Breakers in the NBL.
So what made you not why you didn't go to college?
I just didn't think that college at the time was for me. Like, like I had great grades in school. I could have went to whatever college like just off my grades, but like I'm just somebody that just like loves basketball. And like
Hmm.
that's why I respect your page so much,
Appreciate you,
because
gang.
you just talk about straight hoops, but like that's just the type of guy I am. I don't really like want to talk about anything else. I don't want to watch anything else. Like, you feel me? Like I just
Nah,
love
for sure.
basketball. And, going to New Zealand with the Breakers and playing in the NBL and, becoming a pro at 17 years old, like it just sounded so great because I'm like, I get to do basketball all the time. Like I
Hmm.
don't have to do anything else.
Right.
And I don't know. And then obviously the factor of, playing against grown men and trying to be as prepared as possible because, I didn't, I wasn't, planning on or trying to go to college for a super long time. Like I was trying to
Right.
be a one and done. So
Hmm.
I just thought it was like the best situation for me. For
Who was it a culture shock coming from Dallas to New Zealand?
it definitely was a culture shock, but like I always tell people, like New Zealand is like a overseas LA. Like
Mm.
it's sunny.
Really?
Yeah, like it's sunny, the
Damn.
weather's good, everybody speak English. You know what I'm saying? The city I was in, Auckland, was the biggest city, so it was dope to me. Like the only difference for real was like they drove on like the other side of the road, but
Hmm.
everything else was love for sure.
Damn, I never been to New Zealand. I ain't never. That's the first time I ever heard that. Like, it was.
Yeah, New Zealand's dope.
So I got a lot of young guys who follow this page, man, and they all feel like they can probably do the same thing you did, like go from high school, go play pro, skip the whole college thing. What was the hardest part as far as like the work ethic when it comes to um, transition from high school to the pros over in New Zealand?
Uh, I'd probably say like nothing with like the work ethic change because like my pops, like me and my pops, like we've been training at the level we've been training at since I was, 5 years old.
Mm,
But I would say like the biggest like difference is probably like the film. Like I even think like now, like I got a little brother, he's 17, he's a junior.
right.
And even his team, like they watch a lot of film. Like when I was in high school, so my freshman year was, I don't know, 8 years ago or whatever that was, 9 years ago. Like
Uh-huh.
we weren't watching no film in the games. Like I went to like my local public school. You know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? So like I think like having to dive deep into that space once I got to the professional level was uh something that was different, but like I ended up like getting the hang of it just because I always love watching basketball anyways.
Mm,
And now it's more of like, okay, I gotta watch basketball because I gotta look for something or I gotta dissect something.
gotcha.
And that was probably the biggest thing that like changed from like high school to like to professional.
Got you. And you mentioned your dad a couple times so far, and I know he played basketball, right? He played
Yeah,
basketball, I
he
believe, SMU or something like that.
yeah, he played at SMU.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what is that like? Growing up with a father who, is pushing you. He see the vision. He know what you can do, but you young, and you really, you say he was pushing you since you was 5 years old. I'm pretty sure it was days where you didn't feel like getting out of bed and running.
Oh, I mean, I tell people all the time, like, there's days I dang near, there was like, we didn't see eye to eye. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you cut out a little bit, but we still good.
Let me change. You can hear me now?
Yep, perfect.
Okay. Yeah, nah. But back to that, like, there was days that like I just didn't see eye to eye with my dad. Like, I didn't know like why I was doing so much. You gotta understand, like, people always think like this be happening overnight. Like, no, I was 7 years old, 9 years old, 13, 15, 17. Like, there's things
Mm-hmm.
that you want to do, as just a young boy at that age, like hang out
Mm-hmm.
with your friends or just anything. And I never really understood why he was so hard on me or like why he kept me away from certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But like I wouldn't have ever got to where I got to without him. And it kind of all tied together and made sense. Like if like I have done very well for myself. I was a first round draft pick. I had one of the highest Chinese shoe deals ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have never happened without my pop. So I look at my life now and I'm like, man, like I definitely have done very well for myself. And like I see certain people that maybe took different routes or maybe got to do more than me at the time. And I'm like, man, I'm thankful for him just
Yep.
because he saw something in me. And like, not only I didn't get distracted, but like he didn't get distracted either.
True.
And at the time it didn't make sense. But as I've grown up, I have my own son, like it definitely makes sense.
No, for sure, for sure. So you mentioned, you was drafted. You was drafted first round, 24th pick, right?
Yeah.
How was that night? Talk to me about that night. I mean, that's a night that most ballers won't go through. So talk to me about that.
Oh man, like that was one of the craziest nights of my life, man. Just because, like, first of all, it was COVID, so the draft was at the
Yep.
crib. I'm in
Damn.
I'm in Dallas
Damn.
at the crib, and like not even having that moment to like shake Adam Silver hand on like the stage still
Hmm.
kind of blows my mind for real.
Yep. I
But
bet.
it was really crazy because like it just wasn't what I expected. You know what I mean? Like everything kind of got shut down early because of COVID. I ended my season in New Zealand. I didn't even get to finish. I ended with an injury and then I went home to prepare for the draft. But I just remember during my pre-draft process, I met with the Pistons
Mm,
and I think Troy Weaver was the GM at the time. And he had basically told me like, yo, it's between you or Killian Hayes. And like Detroit had the seventh pick.
hmm
And I'm like, all right, bet. Like, I'm betting on myself. Like I like me.
mm,
And like when seven pick came, I was like, what? Like I was I was tripping. I'm like, dog, what is happening? And like heart started beating fast, started to get a little sweat. And I'm like,
Uh,
keep in mind, I got all these people at my house. I got like 150 people at the crib, like
word.
that pulled up. So I'm like, nah, like this ain't about to go this way. And then I also remember the day before the draft, OKC called my agent and was like, "Yo, we want to drive down to watch RJ work out." Like I wasn't doing no more workouts. Like I hadn't worked out maybe in like a day and a half. Like I'm just like doing so much to get ready for the draft. And they called my agent and was like, "Yo, we want to drive down to see RJ work out." And I'm like, a day before the draft, like, oh, this might be serious.
Mm,
And killed the workout, like killed the workout. And they end up coming in a pick later. They don't take me. So now I'm like in panic mode. So like I had my suit on. I'll never forget this. I had my suit on and I'm really just like distraught, like what is going on? And I say distraught. It could be so much worse. I was a first round pick, of
right.
course,
Mm-hmm.
but just in my mind and the expectation and the standards that I've always had, like it just wasn't what I had envisioned. And I'll never forget. I think when that pick OKC, they might have had 19. When they went by, I walked probably like 6, 7 houses down my street in my suit by myself, like just thinking.
Right.
And, luckily I had my phone on me and I get a phone call and my agent's like, yo, Denver about to draft you or Milwaukee and then trade you. So Milwaukee about to draft you. So I ran back like 7 houses in my suit and end up getting picked. But that was a whirlwind.
Dog, I'm just picturing you running up the street in the suit,
Oh, it
dog.
was crazy, dog. I regretted that.
Yo, that's funny, man. Hey, so you expected to go higher. How many workouts did you do before the draft? Because it was COVID, so it's
Yeah,
still kind of hard to do.
I probably only did like 10 workouts for real. Like
Mm,
in the teams had to come to you during COVID. Like I didn't like you didn't go to any facilities and do
okay,
workouts. And that was the other thing. I was like, I know I would have went higher if I got to do those workouts where you work out in groups with 3, 4 guys, you know what I mean? Like it was all individual.
right.
Um, I was doing it in Memphis with my agent at the time. And yeah, I probably did about, I don't even know if I did 10 to be honest, bro. I probably did like 7 or 8.
Mm,
Um, which the teams that I liked and they expressed great interest in me too. So, it was the draft process was a great experience though.
that's what's up. That's what's up. So eventually you was drafted by Milwaukee and traded to Denver. Excuse me. You was drafted by Milwaukee and traded to Denver, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that? Was you did you like did you wish one would you rather have went to
No,
at that?
I would have rather went to Denver at the moment. Like I was a big fan of Denver.
Mm,
I was a big fan of, Jamal Murray and Nikola. So getting to mesh into that team and just be around that energy and just soak up knowledge,
right.
I was cool with that for sure.
Gotcha. Did you what was now when you coming in you're young. I think you were about 20 years old when you came in, right?
19.
19.
Yeah.
What is organization like the Denver Nuggets looking at a 19? Like at 19 years old, what are they looking for out of you as a guard?
Honestly, like at that time, like they really were just looking for me to just, like I said, soak up a lot of knowledge, but just when I get in the game, impacted. And that was difficult for me at first, because I was a player that had the ball in my hands, was asked to lead the team, was a scorer, did everything. And now, coming to a team where you got Nikola, the MVP, and Jamal and all these great players, it's like, when you get in, just get in where you fit in and make the, impact winning. And,
Gotcha.
like for a lot of my life, impacting winning to me was just scoring. So
Right.
like having to learn how
Hmm.
to impact winning in different ways was a challenge at first, but I think I picked it up quick playing with Nikola. Like he definitely helped me with that because playing with him is just so easy.
Right. Well, when you say playing with him, what makes it easy to play with him as far as pause
Facts.
for
I was thinking that
play
I didn't want to say it.
it's all good. We on the same page, gang. Playing on the same team is what makes it easier for you as a guard because I think people underestimate how good he really is. I mean, being in a small market. I mean, the other night he had about 55 points and no one was batting an
Yeah,
eye.
it's crazy. Yeah, I told some of my homies back from like high school, they text me, they was like, yo, Nikola don't get the same credit as I forget who they said. And I was like, I think because it's so expected now
Hmm.
that people, like you said, people don't even bat an eye. Like he gets 55, oh, that's what he's supposed to do. Or
Right.
duh, we knew that was gonna happen. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? But uh he just makes the game so easy. He's very smart, he's very intelligent, and he's unselfish. And when you're playing with a star that's unselfish,
Right.
like that's love, you know what I mean? And for
Hmm.
me, all I had to do was really cut, finish, knock down open shots, you
Oh,
know? And, there'd be times where I would, bet my life the ball wasn't coming to me. And in the ball game my direction. You gotta shoot it, you gotta, be confident. But especially for me, and like me and him still have a really good relationship. Like
right.
I think that he just kind of saw like the young kid in me, and like I
Right.
just wanted to get better.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Is how is it? So I'm gonna be honest, right? When I see Nikola on the court, it always looked like, man, I just can't wait I can't wait to clock out, man. I'm trying to go home. Is that his personality? Because they always say like he just want to go back and feed his horses and everything.
His personality, bro, is like very sarcastic. Like he just has the personality of like, well, okay, whatever you think, I'm gonna play into what you think. If you think I just want to clock out and go home, I'm gonna play into that, and
Mm,
I'm going to make it seem like that. But he does really care about the game. I think probably as he's gotten older in his career, though, he's like getting more involved with family and obviously
mm,
his horses. But it's no deny that he obviously works on his game. It
uh,
shows. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? But he's definitely somebody that has other hobbies, other interests, and isn't afraid to express that.
Right.
And I, I think that's
What so was he your vet for you?
like he was like so basically like I wouldn't say he was my vet because like at the time when we talked more after I left
Mhm.
Denver than while I was there. But what he would do, he was like my hazing like guy.
Uh,
Like so I had to get Nicola's bags. So let me tell you this. So like basically like when you're in the league, like you go to a road game and your bags are under the bus. The
mhm.
bellman from the hotel will bring your bags up. So the players just got to go to their room. They got to get their key and go to their room.
Right.
And the bellman will bring your bags up. Well, he started this rule that like, no, RJ got to get my bags. Like the
Mm.
bellman can't get the bags. RJ got to get my bags.
Uh-huh.
And it didn't matter if it was 10 degrees. It didn't matter if it was 4 a.m. We just landed. I had to deliver his bags. But he used to bless me. I deliver his bag 500,
No.
700. You feel
No.
me?
Right, right.
And I'm like 19. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm rocking with that.
I ain't bad at that.
Um, for sure. But I would say my vets um were like Gary Harris,
Hmm.
Monte Morris,
Yeah,
Will Barton, and Gary's still one of my closest friends to this day. Like if I get married, like he'll be in my wedding type close. Like that was like
for sure.
really my vet because we started in Denver together, then we were both traded to Orlando together. So like
Hmm.
we've just always had that bond.
Gotcha. Got it. So did they do any popcorn in the car for you guys for the rookie hazing?
They did popcorn, I think, to Zeke Naji. I told him I wasn't going for it.
No.
I wasn't going for it. Now, obviously, that don't matter. They could have still did it, but uh, that was more of stuff we did when I got to Orlando.
That's what I was about to get into. So you got traded to Orlando.
Yeah,
How was that? How was what was the feeling? Because I mean, right now you going. I was just piecing a story together right now. You went from New Zealand, like a season in New Zealand. You got drafted. You got drafted lower than you thought. That adrenaline rush. Then you traded on the first night to Denver.
yeah,
Played with Denver for a little bit. Then you go to Orlando. How is that? Yeah, technically your second trade.
right. At first, like I was kind of like surprised. Like I had a really great relationship with Tim Connolly.
Hmm.
He was our GM at the time, and I still do. Um, I think I was more surprised than like upset because like it was an opportunity for me to get more minutes. But at the time in Denver, like the 10 games before I got traded in Denver, I was playing like 20 minutes a game. Like I was playing good. I was
No,
playing
for
my
sure.
role and I was playing good. You know what I'm saying? But, Tim had told me like, yo, like for Orlando to give up, AG, Aaron Gordon, they want a good young player. And you feel me? Like I asked about the other young players and they said, nah, we want RJ. So like it was like a compliment that he, you know, almost like in a sense like did me a solid.
Hmm.
Um and gave me the opportunity to go play and get real minutes. Because he was one of my biggest fans. Like Tim's a really great dude
Shout
for
out to
sure.
Tim, man. Shout out
Shout
to
out
Tim.
Tim for sure. Um, yeah, but yeah, nah.
So how was your experience over in Orlando? Cause y'all did all right. Y'all didn't do too bad over there.
Yeah, I think my first year there, we wasn't good. But like the
Uh-huh.
next 2 years, like we was starting to. I think the second year, like we would always like get real close. Like this was a year we were kind of tanking for like
Hmm.
tanking, but like this is the year we were, you know, had a chance to get a high draft pick because our record. But it wasn't like we was just getting blown out or anything like that. Like we'd be losing by 3, 5,
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
We were in games with good teams, and we knew we just needed like that one piece or whatever to come and almost like just like form it all together. And
Hmm.
then that third year when we had got Paulo, that's when we actually start beating teams. And like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like we weren't the obviously weren't the best team, but at the same time, like it wasn't a cakewalk when people walked into Orlando. Like I think I remember Draymond one time like saying something about us like before the game.
Mm.
They came into Orlando and smacked them.
Right.
So like it just wasn't like a cakewalk anymore, which I appreciated because we did put in a lot of work all the time. We were super close off the court. Um and like we were just having fun.
Right. No, for sure. So, damn, I'm it's tough today, man. It's like my allergies messing me up, man. It's raining
I
outside
feel you.
right now, so it's getting the best of me. Uh, we always talk about winning culture on the platform. I think people underestimate like being in cultures that understand winning. So you coming from Denver, which is a winning culture. Then you go into Orlando, which is a growing winning culture. Let's say that. What's the difference as far as like, was it a difference with Denver when it comes to like practices, was it intensity in practice versus Orlando? Maybe they didn't practice as much. Maybe it was a different intensity, or maybe I was just young.
Nah, I really think it was we were young. Like I would have loved to see like that Denver core when
Hmm.
they were our age and like what they did to become that winning culture. But I think it was just we were young and inexperienced. And then with Denver, everyone was experienced, had been in 2, 3 playoff series. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
like I definitely like the practices were super different. Like even in Orlando, like we didn't have many practice. We didn't have a lot of practices, but we practiced. Like in Denver, like we rarely ever practice, but like everyone was just so locked in on everything else, like whether we were watching film, whether we were
Hmm.
getting treatment. It was almost like, okay, if we not gonna practice, like everything else has to be perfect. So treatment, film, individual shots,
Hmm.
all the way to team bonding. Like so many things have to be aligned and go perfect. And that's what I felt like the difference was, you know. And I got to tell like some of the guys like when I got to Orlando, because either guys had been there or been on different teams. I'm like in Denver, like this was like the standard, and like we executed that. And I don't think they're no better than us. I don't think they're, you know, more locked in than us. Like I think it's just experience, and we have to get to that level.
Got you. Got you. And then you said Paulo came on the team. Y'all start improving once he got on the team. How's his work ethic? I know a lot of my young guys, they love him. Uh they love his game. Talk to me about what makes him him.
Man, like he's one of the few players. Like I remember the first time he came to Orlando after he got drafted and we were playing pickup, and I was like, yeah, no,
He tough.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I see. Um, but nah, I think yeah, his work ethic, his routine, and also like he's a good person and like a good dude to be around. You know what I mean? And that makes a
Right.
difference. Like when you are the star player or the number one pick, like you want your teammates to want to play with you. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And I think like that's what like separates him from maybe some other people. But yeah, I mean, he works on his craft. He's always in the gym. Um, yeah, so I mean that's what separates him. And I think that he cares about winning. Like I
right.
think there's a lot of stars, or maybe not even guest stars, but people that average a lot of points that are really just stat driven.
Huh.
But like he really just cares about winning.
Got you. Got you. Yeah, and it looks like it too. I mean, he come from that Duke culture.
Yeah.
You can tell he every when I see players improve every year, I know they working hard in the summer. That's not easy. Like it's not easy advance or not advance, it's increasing your numbers in the
Yeah.
NBA. And then you went to Detroit after that, right?
Yeah. I went to Detroit after that.
So you was in I don't got my notes in front of me, but you was in Orlando for what, 2 years, I believe? Or
Two and a half,
two
almost
years.
three. I think like 2 years, 10 months or 11 months, something like that.
So you moving now. You on the move, man. You on
Yeah.
the So how was that move to Detroit?
I mean, looking back on it, like, I mean, it is what it is. I thought that, like for the time I was there after the All-Star break. Like for the time I was there, I mean, I thought I played well, and the culture was a lot different at that time. I know like Detroit now, they have like a super different culture and they're winning games, and that's great for them. But at the time it was a lot different. Um,
Hmm.
and it was kind of like hard to like connect with people just because like it felt like everything was going wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right,
it didn't feel like, brotherly, or it didn't feel like we had anything to fight for. It just kind of felt like, we're gonna show up today and play basketball and maybe
right,
together.
right, right. Yeah, that's when Detroit was like one of them teams where, y'all was at the bottom of the league at that around that year, right?
At that, oh yeah, around the bottom of the league. That wasn't I wasn't there the year that they lost 29 or 30 in a row, whatever that was. I wasn't there that year though.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought that year was.
Oh
Yeah.
no, 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 I wasn't there that year.
So then you moved to Miami. Now let me ask you, let's pause it right here for a little bit. Why do you think the like people are moving you around so much? I mean, you're young, you got a lot of potential. You got a lot of upside. I mean, I looked at you like a young Monte Ellis. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
why do you think why do you think the GMs are moving you around so much at this point?
I think, I mean, it could be like a multitude of reasons, but like for me, like going from like Orlando to like Detroit, like I always felt like I was kind of like on the back burner because I was traded there. Like the GMs from Orlando didn't draft me. They drafted Cole. They
Mm-hmm.
drafted Jalen Suggs. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
had drafted like certain guys, and I always felt like, okay, if it's me or them, like they're gonna choose them because that's they picks. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you get moved because okay, I want you to have a better opportunity or better opportunity to play, but maybe somewhere else it's still that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but I think that's just necessarily my situation, but there's just a lot of good guys in the league, a lot of good young guys, but young guys just don't know necessarily how to win
Mm-hmm.
at the highest level. And I think there's obviously some young guys that do. And I think even with myself, like as I 24 right now, about to be 25 next year, like even like just watching the game of basketball and dissecting film, I know I'm a more mature player now than I was when I was 19.
Right. No, for sure.
I know how to win better when I was rather than when I was 19. Like, like athleticism and different attributes like that, like those are, or whatever. I had that when I was 19, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have like the whole mental part when I was 19. And I think like you just evolve. And I think teams sometimes are looking for like now, like, okay, you want young guys with potential, but when they're not as ready as you want them to be in 2 years, you're going to get somebody very mature. So it's kind of like I don't get it sometimes.
That is that one of the because I've interviewed a few guys who was in the NBA and they talked about the professionalism. They talked about that's one of the hardest things to adapt to as a basketball player because you coming in thinking like, yo, I'm just trying to hoop. Like I thought y'all got me to hoop, and now y'all got me over here doing post entries for 45 minutes out of the game. Is that the
Yeah,
hardest? Was that one of the hardest part for
for sure. I mean, there's games that like all I did was throw the ball to the middle of the floor and run to the corner and stand in the corner. But
mm,
then I got to come back on defense and I got to guard the best player. Like that was always my role. Like you go back and look at all my games, like whether I was in Denver, Orlando, Detroit, Miami, like I was always guarding the best guard when I was in the game.
right.
And it was different for me because I just at that time I'm like, yo, that's boring. I don't want to do that.
Hmm.
Uh, or whatever the case, was. But I think professionalism on and off the court is a very big aspect. And it's sometimes hard for young kids to grasp because, okay, you're 18, 19. Now you got all this money.
Hmm.
Uh, you're living out your dream, something that like I was in a driveway at 5 years old, counting down, thinking I'm on the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like now
Right.
I'm really here and it's not what you expected.
Mm.
So like being able to just have that tunnel vision and staying locked in is something that I've I've grown to learn, obviously, just with age and wisdom, but it's hard for 18, 19-year-old kids.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine. I remember when I went to college and my coach wanted me to do that. I was like, well, why am I doing this, bro? I averaged 19 at the other college. Why you want me to average six here?
Right.
No, I totally understand that, bro. But I think the reason why I'm asking these type in-depth questions is because people look at the game and just think like it's easy or think people are not playing hard, especially for your generation. Do you how you feel about that? Like when you see these casuals, as we call it, and they talk about how the game has changed and these young guys don't know how to play. They playing the game the wrong way. How you feel about that?
I just don't feel like you can talk if you've never picked up a basketball, like you definitely can't talk.
Hmm.
And like if like I don't know, I don't I hate the casuals because it takes away from the art of the game because if people really sit down and look at it, like nobody's perfect, no game is perfect, nobody in this
Hmm.
world is perfect, but Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
And if you're expecting these guys to be perfect 82 out of 82 games, then you got
It's
another thing
unrealistic.
coming. It's
Unrealistic,
unrealistic.
bro.
And
Unrealistic.
that's the like misconception people have. It's like, oh, like NBA, they don't play hard or blah blah blah. It's like, there's so many factors going on in a
Hmm.
game, and I promise you, dudes are playing hard. Like it might not be to your standard, but
Hmm. They say
mm,
they say the eye test. They said they keep using that term, the eye test. I'm like, you have an untrained eye.
Yeah,
So
you got
like,
an untrained eye. You're missing one. Like what?
yeah, bro. Yeah. So Miami. Let's talk about Miami because the Heat culture has been the thing. The Pat Riley's Heat culture. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's bad. I had guys who came on the show who played in Miami, and some liked it, some didn't. What was your experience?
I mean, I liked it. By that time, I felt like I was a little bit more mature in my game and just in my life. And I think that I had grown into like liking that defensive role, and like that's what they really wanted out of me. And I like took that on with pride. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? And but like it is like for sure like a different place than all the other teams. Like I've talked to friends on all the teams and the teams I've been on, like there's no slides to film, like no, no flip-flops to film. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta wear the same thing to
Old school.
film. Um, like we was wearing knee pads in training camp.
Mm,
They got this like running test before the season. Like it was just so like straight cut, but like you see why like they have been successful, and why they call it heat culture.
hmm.
Um, and everybody embraced it. And I also think like with the team being in Miami, like you gotta have some structure, you gotta have some discipline for real.
Facts. Facts. Definitely being in Miami. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that old school culture, man. They try to strip the ego. I remember I played for a coach, and everyone had to wear the same socks. Like you couldn't just wear like I couldn't wear black, and you can wear white. We all
right.
had to look the same. We had to walk around campus. If you had the AirPods in, you had to leave one in and one out, type of thing, just so you make sure you're
Dang.
communicating with the environment or whatnot. Yeah, yeah.
Communicating with the environment.
Yeah,
Right.
bro. Like the environment, like people around you, you know what I mean? Like they don't want you to, he didn't want you walking around as if like just blocking everyone out. He wanted you to
Right.
interact with people.
Right. Right.
Uh,
Right.
so after Miami, that's your last stop, correct? Like for as far
Yeah.
as the NBA.
Hmm.
So where are we now? Like, you know what I mean? Before
Yeah.
we get in that, before we get in that, my bad. I missed the question here. You young, you playing in the league. Who I know you had somebody you looked up to, and when you first seen him on the court, you was like, yo, this such and such right here. Who was that guy?
um,
And
for
did he live
me,
and did he live up to the expectation?
for me, it was probably Braun. Like to be honest, like I had like favorite players. Are you paused or
No, you good. Can you hear me?
oh, I can see you now.
All
Okay.
right, cool.
Um, for me, it was probably Braun. Like obviously had like favorite players growing up. Like, I was a fan of Steph, I was a fan of KD, was a fan of Kyrie, but like the person that like when like we got on the court, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like I'm on the same court as this person
Mm-hmm.
was Braun. And I
Mm,
mean, it was a ESPN night game my rookie year in Denver. Like, and like we were expected to beat them. Like, so, and I played like 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
mm-hmm.
just having all that, like, I don't know how many ESPN night games I have watched LeBron.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And like, that was the person where, like, when we got on the court, I was like, wow, like, I'm RJ, be proud of yourself. Like,
yeah,
you feel
facts.
me? Like, there's a lot of kids, a lot of adults that never will make it to, this moment right here. So, like, between the lines, like, you got to go kill and you got to do what you got to do. But for 5 seconds, be proud of yourself.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad you acknowledge that. A lot of kids, like you said, a lot of adults don't acknowledge that when they living in the moment that they prayed for. So that's
Yeah.
that's good for you, bro. Good for you. Who's the hardest to guard? Like far as in the NBA, what player you was like, God damn, all right, it was gonna be like this.
Kyrie was the hardest player I've ever had to guard in my life. And
Word?
like that's my dog. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, nah, he's the by far.
No,
by far.
what's tough about guard Kyrie?
There's like he has a counter for every single thing. Like I
Mm,
promise he has a counter for everything. Like it does not matter which way you guard him. It doesn't matter how little somebody is you put on him
hmm
or how tall they are. It
hmm
does not matter. He has a counter for everything. Like he could it's yeah, nah. That's the dude that yeah, he the hardest player I've ever had to guard. Like, whew.
So now so we trying to get we getting back into the league though, right? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
how was looking? How was looking? What the GM's talking about these days?
I just got to get back to playing. I missed a whole year last year. I dealt with an injury, dealt with some personal stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I really just like kind of like took the year off,
hmm
in a sense. But I really just want to get back to playing, get back to like my body being healthy, and really just like get back to just loving the game. Like, being out for a whole calendar year, like that was super hard. But
mm
like once I get a couple games under my belt wherever I'm gonna go play and really get my feet wet, like yeah, the league uh the league is the end all be all. Like that's the
Thanks.
goal. That's always the dream. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And obviously life's not, you know, linear. Like
hmm
there's curves and detours and different pathways that you can get to a common denominator or a certain place. And I think I just am starting to and like really growing to like just fall in love with that. Like, okay, it might not be straight left. It might go left and right and up and down, but I'm gonna be ready for it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
What injury were you going through?
I had an injury to my MCL.
Shoot. I mean, how's it now?
Oh, it's
You
perfectly
fully
fine
recovered?
now. Yeah, we good
Dope.
now.
Now, before we close out, man, who your growing up top five guys? Who you like? Who's your
Top
top five guy?
top five.
Mhm.
Like who do I think the best players of all time are, or
Yeah,
like
like yeah, your best players of all time.
my
We
best
know
players of all time?
you know my brand, bro. We gotta talk about that. Hey, you're not a freak
Yeah,
in the hair.
I got Jordan, Bron, Kobe, Shaq, and just recently I've put Steph in there.
That's a solid five. So I
That's
mean,
just
Steph in my
recently.
top 10. Steph in my top 10. We
He's
ain't got
like,
this
is he 7 through 10?
10. I think
He's 10?
he's in between like 7 to 10 games.
Oh nah, you're
Yeah, bro.
wildin'.
But I'm older than you. I can't like all right,
But like, who's in front of him though?
I got Bron at one, Jordan two, Shaq three, Kobe four. I
Okay,
have Hakeem at five, AI at six. I'm from Philly. I put
that's
I
you.
put AI
You're
over.
biased. You're biased. Okay,
I gotta be. I gotta be.
right,
AI had me wearing braids, bro.
right.
Uh Katie, Katie,
He's a like KD's my man's, but he's above Steph.
yeah. I'm putting him above Steph, bro. You talking about a 7 foot guard, bro.
Nah, I mean
He
he's ridiculous. I was just having a talk with my homeboy the other day, and I said he's the greatest pure scorer ever,
no, for
like
sure. For sure,
ever.
for sure. Uh where was I? So I was at KD and it changes. Sometimes I think about, I go with Wade and then I go with Steph, and it changes there, bro. And it changes there. But Steph's up there. You know what though? I ain't gonna lie to you. I might got a little my mindset towards Steph is a little different because all right, here's how I rank my guys. Like the impact first. Matter of fact, I'm missing KG. Damn, I'm missing KG and Giannis. My bad. I'm
There's
Giannis,
no way there's no way they're above Steph Curry.
dog. I'm telling.
No possible way.
No, all right, here's how my list works. Is the impact right away. Like yes, Steph got a better resume. Steph got a better resume than Allen Iverson for sure, right? But Allen Iverson came in, hit the ground running. He put the franchise on his back. So
Steph was hurt.
Steph was developing. He
He
had to
was
develop.
hurt.
He was hurt, and he still had to develop when he wasn't hurt.
Yeah,
But
nah, for sure.
so You played against Steph. How talk to me about that? How was the?
Yeah.
I mean, because you was a defensive player for a lot of nights, like you said.
Yeah, honestly, for me, like, and people are gonna like take this the wrong way. Like, Steph wasn't like a hard matchup,
Really?
but I think it's because like I'm tall, like I'm 6'5", 6'6", like, and like I think when I did my like fourth quarter sprint back in like 2020, like I was like third fastest ever. So I'm really fast. You
Mm,
know what I mean?
facts.
And I
That's-
just was like so locked in, bro, on like I had watched so many. Like he comes off a pin down and then he relaxes for a sec. Then he comes off another one. Like, so I was just so locked in on that all the time, like
mhm,
that a lot of times, like I would be chasing him and I wouldn't get tired. I would never get tired.
mhm,
And I was faster than him. So like sometimes I'm overshooting the gaps, getting a steal. Now he done definitely got buckets on me. That's not what I'm saying at all.
right.
But um he has a very, very unique game that I feel like if you study, but also like I think where people get in trouble with Steph is like they're locked in and then they fall asleep for one tiny second,
Uh-huh.
but he's locked in the whole time. And
Yep.
I think like that little edge of like this guy just fell asleep. Now I'm about to run off a different screen, or now I'm about to go downhill. Like that's where he just gets people because his conditioning is at an elite level.
No, for sure.
Um,
Has to be.
but the way he thinks the game, his IQ, the way him and Draymond play together is one of the best ever.
Dope. 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 So, but yeah, Steph on my list, bro. He top 10,
Okay.
bro.
All
He
right. All
top 10.
right.
He a dog, bro.
A
I ain't gonna act
dog.
like he a dog. I ain't gonna act like he not, bro. But I'm older though, so I grew up watching other guys, so he ain't,
Yeah, nah, for sure.
so man, what can we expect out of you from here? Like, what should we, where can we find you? What should we be looking out for? You got any upcoming projects?
Yeah, I got some announcements being made
Hmm.
in probably about a couple weeks, maybe 10 days. On my Instagram, RJ14. So everybody be on the lookout for that. I know I've been
Hmm.
away for a long time, so I know people might be wondering.
Right, right. Now, one more question. Yeah, I know you went through a lot of ups and downs, on the court, off the court. Is there anything that, your 24-year-old self would tell your younger self? What type of advice would you give him?
Wow. I would probably tell myself, I would probably tell myself, honestly, listen to your mom more.
What,
Listen, listen to my mom.
yeah, what's crazy? My mom literally just texted me. Just as soon as you just said that,
Yeah.
my mom just texted me. Uh, what you mean by that though? Like, if you want to give us
I
some
just
insight
think
on that?
like I just think like she obviously like my mom like gives great advice, but like my mom is like one of the only people in the world that like until the absolute wheels fall off, like got
Mm-hmm.
my back and wants the best from for me,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want anything from me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're 18, 19, 20 years old and you're having success, like sometimes you feel like I got it, or I don't need that. I don't need your input right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you know, mothers especially can see things that you maybe can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like just with anything, whether that's like on the court, off the court, whatever, like she's always been right. She's always wanted the absolute best for me. So like I think with me having a son now, my son's two, like it's made me really realize that.
Congratulations, brother.
And yeah, thank you. And it's made me really realize that. And just when I hit that age and when my son hits that age, like I know I'm gonna be the same way, giving advice and wanting the best for my son. And I know he's probably gonna butt heads with me at
Right.
at certain points, but just always staying consistent. Like my mom is very consistent. Like no matter what, she never wavered. Like very consistent to this day. I talk to my mom every single day, and
So,
like we have real conversations
mm-hmm.
because like obviously this world as we see it is crazy.
Wow. Super wow.
And so I just I just think that for sure. Shout out my moms.
Shout out moms, man. Shout out moms, man. All the moms out there, shout out moms.
Facts.
Man, all right, man. There you have it, man. I appreciate you, bro. So
I
we close.
appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man. We close out like this, man. The scorer is a person who can score in many ways, on and off the court. Sometimes on the court, you gotta move without the ball, just like in real life. So you gotta, you might be in that company, you gotta build your way up, moving without the ball,
Yeah,
or creating your own lane, creating your own space, like you create your own shot in the game. And my man, you are truly a scorer after all the things you've been through. So I want to welcome you to Score Society, gang.
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
All right, there you have it. Another amazing interview on Score Society channel. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society. There you have it. Another episode for Score Society. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, follow us on all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, at Score Society. Let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.